I'm back. Excuse me. I'll leave that in there just to prove that I am still poorly, but I am so much better. I'm so much better than I was yesterday. I think I just died. I might not have died, but because I'm here, but yeah. Hello, welcome back to our channel. I'm Mad Morty. David is an apparition. He was here for about an hour earlier today. He came home because he's sleeping in the lower yard of his workplace, but we've treated ourselves to a new duvet, or rather, I wouldn't say we've treated ourselves. My mum, bless her, has sent us some money for Christmas, and one of the things we've done is we've bought ourselves a new duvet, a king-size duvet, so that there is less fighting over who gets the double duvet in the bed. Most of the time, that fighting is between me and the cat. Oh, and right on cue. Did you hear me talking and decide it was your turn? Really? Okay, right. Well then, excuse me while I just adjust. Right. What? Are you going to be my co-presenter tonight then? So yes, so what happens is I go to bed at night. The cat comes and sleeps on the bed right next to me. Sometimes I have to move him because his whiskers tickle my nose. But then I can't turn over because he's like 11 pounds of cat. Come here before you knock everything flying. He's 11 pounds of cat. He loves me, don't you? Don't you? You're going to be quiet now that you've been picked up. And I can't actually turn over because he's holding the duvet down. So maybe a bigger duvet will stop me from getting a cold bottom at night, won't it? Go on then. There you go. You sit there. You disappear into the background. Goth problems. You have a black sofa and a black cat. Sometimes sitting down can be dangerous. So yeah, so I'm actually feeling a lot more myself. I'm coming out the other side of the cold. I'm well known, I think, in my circles for pushing myself beyond the limits of my endurance. And one prime example of that was 10 years ago, almost to the day, when after I'd had my hysterectomy, and my mum's, I was a late baby, let's just say, very late baby. My mum came to stay to look after me, just keep an eye on me while my other half was at work. David was at work. And 5 days post-op, because they kicked me out of hospital quite early, 5 days post-op, my mum came out into the hallway to find me practically crawling down the stairs backwards, dragging a laundry basket after me. It was like, what do you think you're doing? You're not supposed to be doing things like that. You're not supposed to be lifting it. It's like, I'm not lifting it. And my reasoning was that I just didn't want mum washing my underwear. I'm 40 years old. I didn't want mum washing my underwear. So yeah, so that was quite funny. And I admit that probably was not a good idea 5 days after having surgery. But yeah, I'm half expecting a lamp to go in a minute because the cat's now doing that I'm going to wipe my face on it thing. So now that you've disrupted proceedings, the hat tonight is just a set of Christmas bells. And Tideman, we have hats. Yes, you said hats. I can't even, when we were wearing the Christmas tree and the Christmas pudding. Yeah, we have hats. We have quite a few hats. There are more yet to come. I need to buy a few more, I think, for next year. This is quite sweet without being OTT. I couldn't cope with the on my head tonight. So where should we start? I have done a little bit of stitching. I didn't do any yesterday. I just keeled over on the sofa last night. I've managed to get one more circle done on the advent calendar. This one, this flower. I've kind of backed off for a moment. I've got the next 5 days printed out. Yeah, 4 days printed out. So I've got one here to do, and I have 5 more. The next 5 after this one are fairly easy. But this one, it's split stitch, is filling it all in. So that will be a completely red like this. And I know it's going to take me at least 1, if not 2 evenings to do. And I just like, I wanted to stitch on something else. So I did. I did indeed. And the other thing I did a little bit of stitching on, I'm not sure if you'll even be able to tell, but there's a whole 113 stitches in this, which is not bad going for someone who's only been checking the clock stitching for a couple of hours this evening. I filled in all the really pale colour. Let me find it. It's this colour. So there's about 40 stitches in here. If you remember, it was all empty. Say all empty. Oh, not happy. Look, that has split open. That's going to need to go onto a new shade card. No, bobbin. Well, that explains why it came off. I wondered why it had come off. Right, I digress. Yeah, so there's about 40 odd stitches randomly throughout here. You can see one there actually, because it's a much lighter colour. There's a couple down here, right up in the corner there, just dotted across here just as infill. And then you can barely see it if I tilt it slightly. There you go. There's about 60 odd stitches, 60, 70 stitches of this green. It's called light pistachio, I believe. I'm really enjoying this one actually. This is the, where's the chart gone? See? I hope there it is. Bear with me. Right. It's that calories don't count Christmas, which is quite funny because I think your name's Beth. Be more creative. B as in Bumble. Has just bought a decoration for her room which says Christmas calories don't count. So yes, I'm doing calories don't count at Christmas. I'm really enjoying this one. It's a really, pardon the expression, it's a really sweet little stitch. Yeah. But I mean, just look at that cupcake and the, yeah, the little peppermint wheels, and just, oh, and I like the stand. Look, the holly. Anyway, I've decided, I have a theory. I've got to do this really carefully so I don't show you the chart. Okay, but see if I've got this. So you can't. There we go. Right, so here's the thread list, and I've subbed out some of the DMC for Anchor and some of the DMC for CXC threads. Now some of the CXC threads are a little bit sus in the shade, just like but there is one symbol on the chart that if I could, I would ban from stitching, and it's this one just here. I'm sorry it's blurred. It's simply a dot. A dot in the middle. Let's see if I can do this. It is a dot in the middle. Actually, that will no. Let's see. Right, there we go. So they've had to show it charted separately because on the main chart they look like that, and it makes it look like there's only 4 stitches, but in actual fact it's what, 12 whole stitches and 4 3/4 stitches. But when you're looking at it on the main chart, it's not clear. So I'm glad that they've actually done that in the corner. But yes, I think that dot is a little pointless. Anyway, so that's that. Haven't touched the Lapland Santa yet, but I will be tomorrow. I expect. Tomorrow evening, I should say. I do work Monday to Thursday, 9 till 5. Didn't feel like it yesterday, I could tell you. So that leaves... Oh, I'll do have it in a moment. But we have questions. Lots of you asked questions. So Mary Ann Johnson asked, what are our favourite rock and metal bands? So David's, I think I'm right in saying that his two top ones are Kiss and AC/DC. And we did look at getting tickets because Kiss are coming to Plymouth. And the cheapest we could get on O2 Priority was £87 a ticket. It's like, no, we have seen Kiss. No, just too much. I'm going to wait and see what normal general sale comes out like on Friday morning, but I suspect they're not going to be much different. But Kiss are coming to Plymouth. Plymouth! I hope all the other big bands out there take notice of that, because nobody comes that far west. I'm always tempted to go anyway. I wonder if we could buy one ticket and I go in for the first half and David goes in for the second. Do you think they'd let us? No. And he also really likes Five Finger Death Punch. So does our daughter. She likes lots of different bands. Me, I suppose my favourites are... I'm going to have to say Iron Maiden because I went to the same... It wasn't the same school at the time, but I walked the same building as Steve Harris. When I went, it was Leighton sixth form. When he went, it was Leighton Senior High for boys. And he's a good 10 to 20 years older than me. So, good 10 years older than me at the very least. So, yeah, I do love Iron Maiden. They're not necessarily my favourite band. I do have a deep affection for Def Leppard for very personal reasons. And Alter Bridge. Love Alter Bridge. Not rock and metal, but alternative. I like Esoterica and Synagogue very much. And I also like Tremonti. Tremonti is, he is one of the guitarists in Alter Bridge. He also has his own band. But, there's a bit of promotion for you. Mark Tremonti has a daughter who has got Down syndrome. And he has released an album of Frank Sinatra songs. Yes. A metal guitarist has released an album of Frank Sinatra songs. And I'll put the name of it across the bottom because I haven't written it down. But all the profits from doing that go to the American Down Syndrome Society, whatever they're called. And actually, I mean, I know I'm not really a Sinatra fan, but I actually prefer his versions. He's blooming good. He's worth a listen. So go and check that out. Mark Tremonti. Sinatra. Just very, very good. And at this time of year, I don't much like modern Christmas stuff, but I do like to listen to a bit of the Bubble. Only at Christmas. Right. Lynn X Stitcher, I hope your grandson feels better soon. And Nicole North Island Stitcher, I hope your family feel better soon because Nicole's just had COVID and her now husband's got it. Anyway, what else? Kat Griffin, will Morti be doing more of her decoration videos? Clever you for finding that channel. I don't talk about that channel. I don't know is the answer. Highly unlikely. It's got 17 whole subscribers on it. But we might, because the idea was to document doing this house up. And I think one of the reasons we haven't done anything on it is because we just ran out of money and we haven't been able to do much to the house. So, but yeah, I do have a couple of videos that I could turn out, but they're not Gothic home decor. If you want to watch that, go to see Voltaire, the Lair of Voltaire. Gothic homemaking or something it is. And Joe, last but not least, let's bring this back round to stitching. Joe was prepping and asked me if I had any tools, tips or tricks for prepping a kit. Like you, I have a single hole punch, but but I tend to find that a single hole punch often isn't big enough. So sometimes it does, sometimes I use, like, I make 2 holes together, so they're almost like a figure 8 kind of configuration, and that makes the hole a little bit bigger. And then if you then cut another hole in the middle, it makes it more of an oval. I should have a look and see if I can find a punch that does that. But I use a bigger one, about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch hole punch. And my best tip is to use cereal packets. It doesn't matter if the card's not white, it doesn't matter if it's shiny and got a pattern on the other side, but especially when I am doing Mill Hill Santas, she says, fishing, because here's one I prepared earlier. Oh, the irony, it's not a cereal packet, it's a packet of rather posh biscuits. So here we go. Actually, I've got a prime example. There's the back of it. Season's greetings. That must be last Christmas's chocolate biscuit box. And there you can see what I'm talking about with the double holes. Just makes it a little bit bigger if you're not using a big one. So that's ideal when you're doing your Mill Hill kits, is to create your own little shade cards, and I will put on it the name of the colour and the symbol, and sometimes I will put the backstitch symbol on it as well. So that's my main thing, really, because really prepping for a kit, if I come up with anything, I'll let you guys know, but I don't really know. So we managed to waffle on for 17 minutes. Today's joke, why is a foot a great Christmas present? Sorry. Yeah, why is a foot a great Christmas present? Because it makes an excellent stocking filler. Yeah, I know. I've been ill, what can I say? Right. So 2 advent things today. Here's number 30, plain white bag. What have we got in here? That's interesting. Pencils. David, what have you bought me? Oh. We're not content with getting me the blend. Oh, sorry, guys. Whoa. The glaring at halos. Right. 2 Derwent blender pencils. And 2 Derwent burnishing pencils. I know I said I wanted to up my game, but... And then a little Derwent eraser. That's really dingy and cute. Look at it. And the sharpener. Okay. I have to say, the burnishing and blending pencils don't look very different. This could be interesting. Right. Okay. So that's 13. And today is the 14th, isn't it? Yeah. Today is... I need these desperately, actually. Not that I've run out, but I get through a lot of these. Hand needles, tapestry, size 24 to 26. Thank you, David. He knows what I'm like. I wonder if I've got one to have. Yes, there we go. The one I'm using on my embroidery at the moment. Let me hold up. Using so you can see it. My fingers aren't in the way. Don't know if you can see that. Can you see how bent that needle is? Partly because I use these sometimes, but I do that. Yeah, look, you can see the bend in it. Yeah, if I hold it against the black, do you see how wonky that is? Yeah, that is what I tend to do to my sewing needles, unfortunately. So yeah, mostly just through my own strength. Talking about tools though, actually, Joe, not when you're prepping, but I have a pair of standard chain nose pliers for those really tricky moments when you can't quite get your needle through the thread. Mostly use it for embroidery or actually on my heids, because heids, I've only got one haid. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. I'm not sure, I'm just looking at the clock over there, it's 10:30 already. Not sure I'm going to get this uploaded tonight. It'll probably be done tomorrow morning. Just simply because it's going to take probably an hour for this to be uploaded to the cloud, for me to download it onto the laptop, and then I'm going to probably spend 40 minutes editing, although maybe not, because I haven't got anything to drop in. It should just be bumper. I might just be able to do it. So I will sign off, say good night. Any more questions that you guys have, please feel free to drop them in the comments box below. If you're absolutely new here, by the way, let's throw this in now. Welcome to Flossmas 13 and 14 combined. And we will, I, me, the cat, the dogs, yeah, you. We will see you tomorrow, won't we? Say good night. Talking to you. Say good night. You can't get the staff.